From San Francisco, California, this is the Rock and Roll Geek Show. This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Tuesday, September 6th, I believe, 2022, and it's 8:31 a.m. when I'm recording this little miniature update. I am in Jacksonville, Florida. Actually, technically, I'm in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Got here on Sunday. We drove back from the Keys. Had a great time in the Keys. I brought back to Jacksonville about 50 lobsters. I gave 10 to my stepdad, John. And last night we went to meet up with my friend Darren, and I gave him 10. And I gave a couple to my friend Mike Burns, and the rest we're gonna ship back to San Francisco. That's the plan today, is to ship that, to figure out how to ship 30 lobsters frozen to San Francisco. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna try to figure it out. Before we met up with Darren, my friend Deborah, who was in the Keys with us, she was gonna come to dinner with us, and she said, well, we're going to watch a Bluegrass band down the street from my mother's house before. And I said, oh, that sounds like fun. Is that a public event? And she said, yeah, it's a block party. I said, oh, a Bluegrass block party. That sounds like a great time. So we met at her mother's house. Her mother I've known forever, sweet lady. She's like 84 years old. Caught up with her. I used to go to her mom's house when I lived with Deborah, and she's a really nice lady. She used to grow herbs and sell them to the restaurants before Obama made that illegal. Anyway, so we all met up at Deborah's mom's, brought our coolers and lawn chairs, and walked down the street to this little neighborhood, little road in Riverside, the Riverside neighborhood of Jacksonville. And all these people had canopies and lawn and chairs, and on the front porch of this house in the neighborhood. By the way, I met a lot of people that I had grew up when I was in Stevie Stiletto. All these people came up and that I haven't seen forever. It was cool to meet up with a lot of people. I'm not good with names, but there were at least 5 people who I'd known from the old Stevie Stiletto days. So we're all sitting around, drinking beer, and on the front porch of this house, this band called Serene Green, Bluegrass band, comes out and starts playing bluegrass. sitting on the street in a chair, whatever, a folding chair, drinking Tecates and Modelo's with friends, watching a bluegrass band. This is Serene Green's a touring band, by the way. They're Serene Green. I was going to download I tried to download one of their songs on the phone and play it on this, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. At 8 in the morning, I don't feel like going through a million YouTube videos about how to download something on the phone. I tried doing it on the Apple Music that Joe Pawlak generously donated. I downloaded it, but Backpack wouldn't let me import it. So anyway, that's besides the point. So this band played a set. Now we got there a little bit early to watch. We wanted to go to the bluegrass thing before we met it with Darren for dinner. So we had about an hour and a half to do this. Watch this band. They were fantastic. It was such a good time. By the way, I'm sitting here outside at my stepdad John's house by a marsh. There's a little creek, and I'm watching little fish jump and crabs run around. I'm hearing crickets, as you might be hearing in the background. So Serene Green played, had a good time. Nice. I can say I've never been to a bluegrass block party before, but I have now, and it was a really joyful experience. I know that might be a kind of a lame thing to say, joyful experience, but it really was. And when they were taking a break, this guy got up on the violin who turns out was an Asian dude, and it turns out he was the musical conductor of the Jacksonville Symphony Orchestra, or he had something to do with the Jacksonville Symphony Orchestra. This guy played Bohemian Rhapsody on the violin. Every single part, the vocal part, the guitar part, the solo part. It was unbelievable. So after we did that, so this is going on. Deborah's mom talks to me and says, yes, I have a, my husband, who's no longer with us, or her dad, it might have been her dad, was an accordion player. And I thought, oh, that's nice. And he goes, well, I have his accordion from the 1930s. Would you be, I'd really like to see it go to a good home, and I'd love for you to have it. I said, you're giving me an accordion from the 30s? He said, yes, I know you, I'd like to see it go to somebody who would appreciate it. I don't know how to play the accordion, but I said, I can't do this. That's very generous of you, but I can't. So, but she insisted, and Deborah said, take it. So we went to her house before we went to dinner. She pulls out this accordion. It's in the brand. I don't know nothing about accordions, but this thing was in mint condition. Italian, made in Italy, Excelsior accordion. I have not looked it up. From the 30s, in a case. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get that home as well with the lobsters, but I don't know how to play the accordion, but I'm going to learn. I couldn't believe she did that. So, yeah, a little update on Jacksonville. Had some good sushi last night. Met up with good friends. Passed off deer and some lobster. And today we're going to try to ship it off. And we're going to be in Jacksonville maybe today and tomorrow, and then we're going to head up to Georgia. I got to go home on Sunday. But it's been a great trip so far. I will get back to the longer Rock and Roll Geek shows when I return. But I just thought I would give you a little update. Now, I couldn't, like I said before, I could not download any Serene Green to play for you, but so I spun the iTunes wheel, and up came a song that's a little bit in that mood by the Geils Band from an album called The Morning After. This song is called The Usual Place. I'll talk to you soon, friends. I hope you're enjoying your week, and I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. I forgot that you're supposed to wear white on Labor Day. I would have, but I didn't. A lot of people were there wearing white. Really good time had yesterday. One of the greatest experiences I've had in a while. All right, friends, you know how to reach me. rockandrollgeek.com. Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group. Find me on the Facebook R&R Geek, Twitter R&R Geek, Instagram Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. Listen to those crickets. Or those could be cichlids or something, or cicadas. Beautiful sound. All right. Please keep the donations coming, because without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. Also, Jimmy Paget, friend of the Rock and Roll Geek Show, came to dinner with us last night. He hung out and watched Bluegrass with us, too. Good to see him. He's a regular donor to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, so hopefully I'll see more friends of the show while I'm out on the East Coast. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, friends. Here is Geils Band, the usual, or maybe I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon. Geils Band, Usual Place. Have a good one, friends.
Please be there on time. Please be there on time. Darling, don't be late. Oh, darling, I can't wait. Please be there on time at the usual place. I can't go through another night. Been so long since I held you tight. Darling, don't disappoint me. Keep me out of misery. Please be there on time at the usual place.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.